Hello, welcome to Pub Football. Miles and Jimmy here with you. It's an England special, the first England special of the 2020-21 season. First England games of the year, and it's September. I know some people don't get excited about England, but as you can tell, I really do. I still love watching England play.
I don't.
Why? Maybe part of it is because I grew up in New Zealand. I moved there when I was a teenager. I sort of missed out on most of the small England games. I'd see the score, but I wouldn't watch them. But now I'm all in. I love it. I absolutely love watching England.
To be fair, I'm quite excited by these round of games because there's a lot of players who are going to get their first caps potentially, which makes it really interesting, which is good.
I think the Nations League's added something. I really enjoyed the last Nations League. They are still competitive games, and I don't know whether these Nations League actually count for qualifying for anything or not. Because the last ones were sort of to qualify for the Euros, unless both rounds of Nations League count on the qualifying. There'll be two.
No, yeah, I get what you mean. There doesn't seem too much to it this time round, but as you say, it's nice to play some decent opposition. Yeah.
That we can easily get out of. It's only really Belgium. Like they expanded the groups to 4 teams because we made Spain go down out of our group, and I think they're like, hold on a minute, Spain and Germany can't be in the second tier. We have to have them in the top tier. So let's expand the groups. If they go down again next time, 5 teams. 4 teams. I don't mind there being an extra game. I think it's great. It also means that players can't leave the England side if they don't get in because it's a competitive fixture. It's a bit harsh on those players that get in for one game, but it's not a friendly anymore.
Yeah, definitely. It's just nice to have that competitive edge to games, isn't it? Instead of watching a really mundane friendly against Lithuania or something, which no one cares about. So, looking forward to it, definitely.
Instead, we've got 2 competitive games against the historic footballing nations of Iceland and Denmark to compete with. To be fair, Denmark have won a major trophy since we have, so
yeah, definitely
better than us. But both sides, Iceland have been great in the last few years, but I don't know if the bubble sort of burst a little bit. And then you look at Denmark, and Denmark haven't really been a player since they won. Was it Euro '92 that they won?
So I agree that, especially Iceland, apart from having an absolutely wonderful Euros a couple of years ago, where they made us look really stupid. There's not many other. I can't think of many players in their squad. I think, they're quite good. Apart from sort of Sigurdsson, Goodmanson from Burnley, I can't think of too many more. I go, he's quite good. So I think it should be quite an easy game tonight. But yeah, Denmark will be a good game. Denmark are a good side, actually. So it'll be interesting how we do in that one.
I wouldn't get too comfortable about either game. I think both teams can cause an upset. Both teams made it to the World Cup, so it means that they are beating European sides. They're getting through qualifying. So I don't think we can look too much past them being good sides. So they have to prepare properly. And they have to prepare properly, like you said, with a very inexperienced side. It's pretty much a new-look England team. Injuries, bad form, potential prison sentences means that we've got a very, very inexperienced team, especially at the back.
Yeah, to be fair, this is the reason why I'm really interested by this game tonight, because it'll be so interesting who he puts in that starting 11, because people especially at the back, I don't know what he's going to do at the back. There's a lot of players. Connor Cody's maybe worth a shout. There's a couple of others who maybe should be in there, but
because of the lack of players, do you think he's going to be shoehorned into going for a back 3 with wing backs?
Yeah, it looks more likely, doesn't it? Because we don't really have a recognised left back. I know Tyrone Mings can play there. I know Maitland-Niles can play there, but they aren't recognised. And you can see a back 3, maybe Maitland-Niles as a wing back or something like that. But I hope you don't play back 3.
That back 3 would probably be Tyrone Mings, Michael Keane, and is Joe Gomez still there? I didn't notice him. Joe Gomez is in there. That's good. It's actually one player. I've got the squad up on my phone, by the way. I thought, no, Joe Gomez is there. Well, you see, the thing is, Joe Gomez could play left back.
He could, yeah.
If I was Southgate, I'd stick with the back 4 because I think it suits the rest of the players better. If I was Southgate, I would play Trent, Gomez, probably Connor Cody and Tyrone Mings. I would not let Michael Keane anywhere near that side. However, Gareth Southgate knows. Gareth Southgate always picks Michael Keane. Michael Keane will start. Michael Keane will make a mistake. I'd rather have Eric Dyer in at the back than Michael Keane.
Yeah, true. Even Declan Rice can play at the back.
Declan Rice better than Michael Keane. He's bloody terrible. Honestly, every time he plays for England, I'm on eggshells. He's just shocking. One of the big questions is who playing goal. Jordan Pickford's had a really dodgy season. Dean Henderson's had a great season. He's now been made one of the highest paid goalkeepers in the world by Man United with his new deal. Looks like he is going to be challenging who somehow is still Spain's number one. It shows the absolute dearth of talent that Spain have at the back, is that their top two goalkeepers are De Gea and Kepa. But it looks like he's going to be challenging for the number one role. I personally, if I was Ollie, I'd be putting him straight in and making De Gea earn his spot back because he's been pretty rubbish, to be honest. But in this England side, Jordan Pickford, while he's been dodgy for Everton, he's never really put a foot wrong for England. And his kicking game has been very vital for England. And as we know, Michael Keane, Southgate is very loyal to players that don't necessarily have to do very well for them, Michael Keane, but Pickford has, so I'm not sure whether he'll be dropped.
No, I agree. I think he'll keep to his main man, who, as you say, has never done anything wrong for England. Takes a cracking penalty when we need him to as well, which is great.
But there is just before the penalty shootout.
Yeah, but I think he's got to start the Premier League season well because there is some serious competition at the moment. I think Pope especially is very unlucky not to be probably starting, to be honest. And as you say, I can see Henderson getting a run at number one for Man United this year. So, he needs to stop flapping at corners, letting in stupid goals, Pickford. But his kicking gives him the edge over the other two goalies at the moment, to be honest.
Well, if Henderson does start as Man United's number two, it wouldn't surprise me if Pope's England's number one after the first round of games because we put him in our team of the season.
Definitely.
And that's why, again, I can't believe that someone like Michael Keane's in and James Tarkowski and Ben Mee, both of them left out. I would have had Tarkowski in all day. Into the midfield, I expect him to go with a Rice, with Declan Rice at the base. It looks like Jordan Henderson isn't in the squad anymore.
No.
Harry Winks has dropped out of the squad as well. So it'll probably be...
Yeah, that midfield three really, really concerns me because there's not a lot there at the moment, is there? It's going to be Rice, Foden and someone else, I think.
Well, maybe he will go back three then.
Because, that midfield, it's not the worst, don't get me wrong, but who plays with Declan Rice and Phil Foden? Is it Phillips? Is it...
He might go Phillips. I'd stick Grealish in there. It's Iceland. Have a go.
Yeah.
Grealish and Foden, and then a front three of Kane, Sterling, Sancho, and I'd have Greenwood come off the bench. I'd give him a go. Yeah. And Ings, you can't not play Ings as well. Is it 5 subs, by the way? I'm assuming so.
I would think so. Yes, I hope so. Because I want to see a couple of new faces get on the pitch and have a go. So I hope so.
And yet our Saturday games at grassroots level are still limited to 3.
Oh,
go figure. The midfield. Even Ward-Prowse might start. It's anyway.
Yeah, it's just a lack of depth in there at the moment, isn't there? But it's such a good opportunity for someone to come through and stake a real claim, isn't there? So we'll see how it goes. But don't play back three. Playing against Iceland, we don't need 3 at the back.
Do you think the whole Rice and Phillips? I really hope he doesn't play both of them, just because it's just too conservative a double pivot.
I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Rice and Dyer with Foden in front. That I can see that happening, and I hope it doesn't, because as you say, we are playing against Iceland. We should be dominating the ball, creating chances. Dyer doesn't do that. Rice doesn't do that. Put someone in who's got a bit of invention about them with Foden. I think it worked quite nicely. Absolutely,
and start Grealish. He'll start Mason Mount ahead of Jack Grealish, but start Grealish. It'd be interesting to see if he goes strongest team this game or strongest team on Tuesday.
I would say Tuesday, I think, mate, to be honest. I think that's the bigger game, but I don't know. We'll see. He might have the same 11 for both games, to be honest, but I doubt it. We'll see.
He might do. I wouldn't put it past him. I know you're in your suit today. I thought you might have been a bit clever and worn a waistcoat to work.
I did try and find one this morning, actually, but no, I couldn't buy one.
Right. So let's do score predictions for both of these games. For the England-Iceland game, what do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be tight because obviously it's the first real game back. I think we're going to win 2-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 to England, and actually no, I'm not. I'm going to go 3-1. I think we'll win by 2, but I think Michael Keane will fluff it up and we'll concede. Believe it or not. And then in the game against Denmark on Tuesday.
Are we at home for that game, or are we away again?
That's a great question, mate.
It's something we should probably know before we start. But
I can tell you in not too long. Hold on.
I've got a feeling we might be away again.
Yeah, I think we might be as well. It is Tuesday. We are playing England in Denmark, yeah.
I think we're going to draw 1-1.
Ah, right. Okay, I still think we're going to get it 2-1. I'm confident. I think Southgate's got this team winning, generally. We're looking quite good. Just before we finish, actually, let's chat about the New England kits. They are interesting.
Yes.
I saw the home one on last night, the England 21s. I watched the highlights, but I saw a photo of Eddie Nketiah. I'm not so sure about the home one. It's both boring and a bit rubbish at the same time. The blue.
Yeah, I'm never a fan of I thought the kind of neck was terrifically poor. I love the away one. The away one is absolutely gorgeous.
The blue, it's amazing. And I tell you, in the original batch of photos, I thought the red kit was like a third kit. That's just the warm-up top. Top looks cool. I can imagine they might end up wearing it in a game at some point. White and blue generally go together, so there might be a country in white and blue at some point. But the away kit's amazing.
It's going to be a late ask to Mum to go, can I get that on Thursday, please?
I haven't owned a New England kit since the 2010 World Cup one, the collar, the plain white, which I thought was great. Loved it. Right. But I'm tempted. It's just way too expensive now. I remember when kits were 25. Well, I remember when football shirts were 25 quid. Now it's like 90, or you can get the proper one, which is about £3,000 or something.
Yeah, the skin tight one that makes you look really overweight and uncomfortable.
You don't for it.
you don't want that one on. Yeah, no, but really nice kits. I will get the away one.
Yeah, I think it's great. Anyway, that's Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy. England play today, 5 o'clock kickoff, Iceland in Reykjavik. There's one thing left to say, and that's cheers. Come on, England.
Cheers. Come on, England.